don't leave in main character syndrome-esque clips of you being irritated and clicking your fake nails at the fact that someone else is having an emergency and the emergency vehicle is ruining your recording. And then you wonder why people accuse you of being unable to actually feel sympathy for others. Hey, hi, hello there, and welcome to another episode of An Anthropologist Watches Amberlynn Read. I'm going to continue to fuss with this. I am joined by a fluffy white butthead who may or may not be with us through this whole thing. I don't know. It just depends on how he feels. Josh. He's being needy. Yeah. I am an anthropologist by training. I am an ex-archaeologist. That's pretty much it. That's all I got. We are examining Amberlynn through a dark anthropological lens. And someone asked if I could have other real-world examples of dark anthropology. And ish. Only because there's really, with the exception of the one paper that I found, and I can look for more. Surely to God there's more. But there's not a whole lot of, like, real-world examples of it, especially not the way I'm using it. So I'm trying to think of, like, ways to explain it better, and since I'm drawing a blank right at this particular second, I will definitely sit down and make a video going over, like, the other examples of what I would consider dark anthropology, just for future references. So I did see that comment. I will be working on it because it's a good idea. It's a good suggestion. But today is not that day, unfortunately. Today we are going to be looking at Amber's newest video, Lying About My Weight. I'm so mad at myself, and an earthquake happened. How many people have been through earthquakes? A lot of you have, I'm sure. I've never... No, that's not true. That's not true. I've been through 2. And both of them were fairly unremarkable. The first one I went through, I was in the storeroom of the storage room of the office I worked at, and all of the little metal shelves kind of rattled for a brief second, and I thought they were playing a prank on me. And then when I got out, they were like, "Oh, did you feel the earthquake?" And I'm like, "Sure, earthquake." And then the second time I was working in the office, and the office just kind of like trembled for a second, and we all just kind of looked up and we were like, "Oh, all right." And then we all went back to work. Because I'm from Indiana, that's why. There's apparently an actual fault line in Indiana, but it's not terribly active. So, now you know way more about my experience with earthquakes than you did before. Yeah, before we get too far into this, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. Thank you to everyone who's going to hit the thumbs up button. And let me speed her up. What are my predictions for this video? I predict she's probably going to scold us for not believing her about her weigh-ins. I don't know why she's mad at herself. Probably something stupid or irrelevant. And there's no way she's never been through an earthquake before. She's from California. Right? She's a proper Cali girl, you guys. Did you guys have, like, constant earthquakes or something crazy like that? I have no idea. I only run on stereotypes. Sorry.
Hey guys, welcome to a new vlog.
Hi.
So I know you guys are used to me starting with a weigh-in, but I already did my weigh-in for today. The video is already up. It's the video where I walked a mile, and today is the same day. But I just wanted to come on here just really quickly because I went and I looked at the comments, and you guys are so amazing. Like, thank you guys so much for the support. Like, you guys are just as proud of me that I am for myself. And my mom...
In what world are you reading comments that are super supportive? You know what? I'm glad that she's focusing on the positive and not on the negative. We'll go with that.
I'm super proud of me. Like, it's just so amazing because during my walk, actually in the middle of it, I sent her a picture because it just looked so pretty out. And I was like, "Mom, I'm doing my freaking mile."
And I just thought maybe she was thirsty and needed like a whole cup of water. But then I was like, why 1 cup when I could have a whole container of multiple cups of water? Now, getting the picture to her while I was walking was a whole other issue, but I did send it. I know she's saying picture. But
because I told her about it a few days ago, how I've been thinking about it, like thinking about doing it. And I don't know, like I was feeling like I didn't want to fail and I was afraid that I actually couldn't do it. And I could.
I was going to say something else and then I noticed her lie tells. Hang on. Oh, that was a jump. Huh. There's a jump cut there. Interesting. Things you don't notice until you start taking this thing apart. I was going to say she went into her deceptive zone, but there's a jump cut there, so I don't know. I don't know what she's being dishonest about. Yes, this is your hair that's on my mic. Butt monkey. Yes, you. Dare. How dare you not accept my gift of hair on everything? She's acting like she ran a marathon. She walked a mile. Maybe. You know, what? In what? I understand that there are certain people who are not capable of walking a mile through no fault of their own. They are in bad circumstances or they're just physically unable to do so. So, I'm not referring to these people when I say this. Can you imagine how small your world must be? That the idea of walking a single mile is this monumental of an outing and then accomplishment. Like, she is going on about this mile that she may or may not have actually walked as if she climbed Everest. Okay? I don't even understand. And if this is the same day, then this is the 11th. Because she ended her last video on the 11th. And it is the 13th. No, it's not. It's the 14th. But she put this video out on the 13th. So when was she reading? When did she read comments? She put the video up. And then the same day recorded this thank you, you like me, you really like me reaction to the comments to the video that she put up on the 11th. And this is she's saying is still the 11th. I know people will react and comment pretty fast, but I'm pretty sure if I go to that video and I look at the earliest comments on it, they're not going to be you go girl kind of comments because they never are. Anyway. Also, just like, seriously though, how small is your world that this is an accomplishment? And how hard is she trying to deflect from other things that are happening in her life right this second that she has to continue to harp on this mile that literally no one asked for? And a good chunk of people are questioning if it even actually happened. And there's some really good reasons to believe that it didn't. And you are permitted to believe that it did. You know? It's one of those things. I can neither prove nor disprove that she did or did not walk the mile. However, there's really good arguments for that she did not. And there are very good arguments, I guess, for that she did. Is my point. Anyway. I'm going to be kind of rambly because I'm kind of tired, but not cranky, so.
A lot of people are asking me about the app that I used. It's called Map My Walk.
Literally no one is asking about this. You are making shit up.
And on it, there's sirens.
No shit, they're called emergency vehicles. Actually, this kind of sounds like a fire truck.
So with this app...
What is this? How dare someone have an emergency at the exact same time that you are filming? Cut it out. Just learn to edit properly. Don't leave in main character syndrome-esque clips of you being irritated and clicking your fake nails at the fact that someone else is having an emergency and the emergency vehicle is ruining your recording. And then you wonder why people accuse you of being unable to actually feel sympathy for others. Anyway, her mind is just completely blown over the fact that people don't believe that she's an empath while she sits here with her lips pursed, being irritated that there's emergency sirens going on because someone else in the vicinity is having a problem that needs emergency services. That is not the reaction of an empath. That is not the reaction of an empath.
App, not sponsored, by the way. I sound sponsored because I'm like trying to tell you guys, get it.
No, you don't. First off, no one believes that they would sponsor you, so don't worry about that. And secondly, you don't, if this is your sponsoring pitch for this app, then they're not going to call you back.
No, but with this app, there's a built-in GPS. Well, your phone has the GPS, but
right.
The only way you can track like how far you walk is with the GPS. I know there's those conspiracy theorists who think that I actually didn't do the walk. I saw a comment where someone's like, all you did was like swing your phone around. Don't work that way because it follows the GPS. And then like when you're done with the walk, it shows like the little map part, like where you walked, and you could like,
you know, the part you didn't show us.
Like add a picture, you can add your thoughts and your notes. And I just wrote that me and Twinkie had a wonderful time. I definitely recommend the app because without it, I would have never known how far a mile was. And now I know exactly the route I took. So I don't even need the app next time. But I'm going to want to use the app because I feel like since I did the mile in 52 minutes, I feel like I could do it like quicker next time.
I know she thinks she sounds like she was being intelligent and that she thinks she sounds like she was hyping up the features of the app and that somehow she was proving to us that she couldn't have faked the walk, which tells me that she wasn't reading positive. she very much was very aware of the people saying, no, you didn't do the walk, versus the, oh my God, you guys, you're so supportive. That didn't happen, but her reading the comments saying, I bet she didn't walk the actual walk, that happened. Why? I suppose she could show the map of the walk, but at the same time, not to be a huge conspiracy theorist over here, but who's to say she didn't have someone else walk the walk for her and take screenshots and then send her the screenshots? I mean, I'm starting, because I can't trust anything that comes out of her mouth, I do lean towards she didn't do the walk versus she did, especially when she talks about the hill that she went up. Maybe there wasn't an actual hill, you know, kind of a situation. But also, I'm almost positive Map My Walk has pre-mapped walks in the area, so she could have picked one of those. And if you're just going off of steps, you don't need the GPS to do that. She could have, I don't think swinging the phone around in the air will get that either, but the step meter actually has, I think it uses the gyroscope in your phone. At least mine does, so. Mine uses it. Anyway, the next day.
Hello, guys.
Hey, it's the ceiling.
12. Good morning, good morning.
Hello, ceiling. How have you been? Oh, I've been good, thanks. Oh yeah, my cat's right here. Yeah. He's not as impressed with you as I am, but don't let that get to you.
Morning. My body feels like it was hit. Normally people say hit by a semi-truck, but I feel like it was hit.
My cat was very unimpressed with the ceiling.
By a toy car. Because I do feel that. I'll say good morning.
I didn't hear anything she said.
Hello, guys. It is January 12th. Good morning, good morning. My body feels like it was hit. Normally people say hit by a semi-truck, but I feel like it was hit by a toy car because I do feel that walk from yesterday. It's nothing insane.
You feel, there's an H in feel now. You feel that walk from yesterday? To be fair, when you overexert yourself, 9 times out of 10, you will feel it the next day. Mine seems to be like the day after the next day, like the 3rd day. That's when I really start to feel things. I don't know why. Probably dehydration. So, her saying that she doesn't feel the strain of the walk until the next day makes sense. So there's that. Toy truck? Or toy car? Have you... What? Oh, the embolisms. But
my body feels it. If you hear that water dripping, it's because we have to lightly have the faucet dripping because it's so cold here. Freezing temperatures.
She lives in luxury apartments? Really? She has busted out washer and dryers in her apartment and then the other apartment. And now she has to keep her faucet running? I mean, I had to do that once upon a time too in the apartments I stayed at where the temperatures get below freezing regularly. And not to be mean to the apartment complex, but they weren't exactly like nice. So, yeah, of course I had to leave the pipes running. They had no way of like maintaining it. I've never had to do that where I live now, and they're not luxury apartments. They're barely maintained actually. So, really? Now, does she really have to leave the pipes running? Because usually that's an outside wall kind of thing. Like if you have your water pipes running next to an outside wall, you need to keep the water in them running so that they don't freeze. I mean, that's a real thing. I mean, that's a real thing. If you've never lived someplace where it freezes, if you do, sometimes you have to let the water run. And it's not like the faucet's turned on. It's just kind of like a trinkle kind of thing. But if she's in interior, if her bathroom's in the interior of her apartment, she shouldn't have that problem. Anyway, what do I know?
So it's to prevent the pipes from like freezing, I guess. I don't know.
Just
I just got an email about it from the apartment complex, so I'm just listening to them. It's time to weigh in.
Hello,
Hey.
it's ready.
Stepping on.
509.6 pounds.
509.6! Yay! We're out of the.
Somebody was mentioning in the comments, because I've been gone for the weekend. Somebody was mentioning in the comments of the last video that I put up that she started the year at 509. Well, yeah, something like that. The last weigh-in we got before she started this, she was 509-ish, 508-ish. And they were like, she put on, what, 8 pounds in a month or something like that, they were saying. Because she's just now down to where she was starting. Wherever she wants to put her starting weight, obviously. So, I guess their point was how quickly she can put on weight. I don't think people really get how fast you can actually, like anyone can actually gain weight and how slow losing that weight can actually be. I'm not saying we're all like one big meal away from being like roly-poly, but you might be 3 big meals away from being roly-poly.
The 510s. Now we're in the single digits. All right, 509.
Can you imagine thinking of this as the single digits?
6. I wrote that so sloppy because I was looking at it through the camera. Let's not do that again. Yesterday was an on-track day.
Not to be mean, but I don't see a difference.
I feel like soon I'm going to explain to you guys, like, what does on track look like for me versus off track? I've kind of just been, like, prolonging that because I know it's going to be confusing to a lot of people, but it makes sense in my head. But
Okay. Which means it's going to be a bunch of BS that works for her.
as of right now, if I can sit here and say yesterday, I am proud of yesterday, then that's what makes it an on-track day for me. But if I sit here and I go, not so proud of the choices I made yesterday, that's what's going to make me have an off-track day. Y'all.
Can we stop saying proud? Proud implies that it was, in my mind, proud implies that it was like either the victory was difficult or there was some kind of challenge to it versus I'm okay with the decisions I made the day prior. Like, if I get up and I do all the things on my to-do list that day, I'm not proud of myself for sticking to my to-do list. I'm just happy with my decisions for that day versus getting up and not doing any of the stuff on my to-do list, which, you know, happens a lot. I'm not proud of myself. I'm not like disappointed in myself. I just need to make better choices the next day. It's just a very, I don't like the way she uses the word.
I'm freezing and I'm about to take Twinkie out. So today we have a turtleneck and I'm going to put on my jacket. So a lot of people got snow and thankfully we did not get snow. But the
Versus the day you took, this is something else someone pointed out. I don't remember who, but thank you for pointing it out. She didn't wear her coat during the walk. We're going to go back and look at the walk, I think. But she didn't have her coat on during the walk at all. Now, granted, It might have been too warm for her coat. It got pretty warm here Friday. Yes. I think it got up to almost the mid 50s here on Friday. It wasn't Saturday, I know that much. But she's also the one that's always going on about, I never leave this apartment without this coat, kind of a thing. So let's just, yeah. All right, so I just kind of wanted to refresh my memory about this walk. What is this? Is that the dog thing?
So I've been walking for like a minute. I do have Twinkie with me. And it went from excited to nervous because it's like...
Yeah, she doesn't have her coat on. Which, I mean, again, if it was warm, and it looks like it's sunny, so sure. I don't know, she might be glistening a little there. Her face is turning a little red. There's the face. But yeah, for the most part, she doesn't look... Well, she's like downtown, isn't she? Well, as downtown as wherever the hell she is. Trees! Power lines! Okay, this is something else I think the same person pointed out with the coat. She's... Okay, look, we've seen her red in the face. We've seen her drunk. We know what she looks like when she's red in the face. She doesn't even... I look rougher than she does right now, and I haven't walked a mile today. Like, she doesn't look like she's exerted herself at all. There's no visible perspiration of any variety. In that, her makeup's not out of place. Her blush is still there. Her eyeliner is still fine. You know, I guess if she's got foundation on, it hasn't sweated off. Like, that's usually the first thing to go is the damn foundation. You know, she doesn't look like she's exerted herself in any way, shape, or form. She doesn't look any different now than she did when she started the walk. And this is one of the reasons why people are like, I don't believe you walked. She doesn't look like she's done anything. Now, I know she cut herself a bunch of times. She jump cutted a bunch.
Horses now, but I know that they're on their way. They're on their way to visit. But I surprisingly feel good. Like, I'm shocked. So I will see you guys when we're done with the full mile. When I'm...
See, she doesn't look like she's exerting herself here either. Now, granted, she's walking at a very slow pace. I mean, it did take her an hour almost to walk a mile. But, like...
I have definitely improved. I mean, this is just like... proof is in the pudding. We are now walking down the hill. I will say, walking is kind of boring. But there's...
Walking is kind of boring. What do you got against walking thing? Huh? Yeah, I mean, she just doesn't... Not to be a huge butt monkey, however, Glitter and Lasers looks more like she exerts herself walking than Amber looks like she's exerting herself walking, and that's just strange to me. Of the two girls, I would definitely say, if I had to pick, that Anna from Glitter and Lasers is in much better physical shape, health-wise, I guess. Like, she can breathe, than Amber is. And yes, Anna lumbers when she walks. However, she doesn't have to, like, do that to move. I don't know, I'm not buying it. She looks exactly the same. That face right there. She looks exactly the same at the beginning of her walk as she does at the end of her walk. Okay? Yeah, she doesn't... Maybe it's a filter. Maybe. But she doesn't look any different. Yeah, this is even her guzzling Gatorade because, delicious Gatorade. She doesn't look exerted at all. Her chest isn't red. Her cheeks are blushed. Her forehead's not discolored. I don't believe she did it. I don't know how she faked it, but I don't believe she did it. Anyway. This hair.
The snow is coming. I feel it in my bones. It is so cold out there. Like yesterday when I did my walk, it was just like, I would say it was like 57 degrees, which felt really good. Now it's way below freezing. So
all right, hang on. What did she just say about the walk?
57 degrees, which felt really good.
Okay.
Now it's way below freezing. So Twinkie will go potties.
All right, hypothetically, if she did do the walk in 57-degree weather without her jacket on and it was semi-breezy, that would have been cool enough that she probably could have exerted herself without overheating, if that's making sense. So basically, she wouldn't have sweated. And also, since she was walking so slowly, she really did walk rather slowly. Maybe she at no point was actually exerting herself. So yeah, maybe she walked-ish on and off for an hour to go to and from, because there's absolutely no reason why, if you could walk nonstop, why it would take 45 minutes to walk a mile, even in her condition, which tells me she was taking a lot of breaks. But maybe because of the constant taking breaks and the cool temperature and the somewhat breezy atmosphere, maybe she never got disheveled looking, because just all of those things work together to just keep her looking fresh, I guess. Now, once she got back into the house, why didn't that all catch up with her? She wasn't even breathing heavy. I mean, not to be a dick, but seriously, like, walking around her kitchen causes her to breathe heavy. You want me to believe that she walked a mile and didn't even start panting a little? I don't believe it. Anyway.
Now that I've been awake and doing things, when I took Twinkie out earlier, just a few hours ago, I think like being up and like moving my body made me feel so much better. Now I don't feel like I was hit by a toy truck. I actually just feel good. So, yay. I just wanted to answer this.
And that right there tells me that she wasn't actually feeling bad, because overexertion doesn't go away like that. So, hey, we're gonna get lectured. It's smuggling.
Because I've been seeing it like float around. People are saying that my... Yay. I just wanted to answer this because I've been seeing it like float around. People are saying that my weigh-ins are fake and that there's a lot of editing to them.
I can just tell from her expressions nowadays that if we're going to get lectured or not. This is her, how dare you challenge me, stare down, and this is going to be her whole, like, why don't you guys believe me? And if you don't want to believe me, then there's nothing I can do about it. And the truth is the truth, and I don't have to prove myself to you, and then we'll get another mile-long walk or something. We're never going to see her walk a mile again. Anyway.
I do edit my videos a lot. That's why you guys constantly see, like, cuts. Like, I literally just did one there, and then I did one
I hate when she does that. No shit, Sherlock. We know what editing looks like.
There, and there. It's how I've always edited my videos, and the reason why, like, specifically the weigh-in videos are like that is because there is a lot of dead air.
So in the next video, is she going to film her phone while she edits the exact clip there so that we can see her editing the edit?
I'm sitting there waiting for it to turn on, and then in between hello and it's ready, there's like 5 seconds of just like dead air. I just take it away. And then when I step on the scale, it takes another 5 seconds for it to finally read my weight. So I just take that out as well. The weigh-ins are 100% authentic. They're real. I don't know how I can fake a weigh-in. I know that that's like a hot thing in this section of YouTube, is that people think that me and Chantel both fake our weigh-ins. I highly doubt
people think Chantel fakes her weigh-ins because she's been caught faking her weigh-ins. So, I don't know about her recent weigh-ins, but I know that like when she was living with Pete's, Pete outed her on her fake weigh-ins, and I think she outed herself at one point too. So, I know I said last video that I'm not entirely positive that what was it, the second weigh-in that she did in the video? I wasn't convinced about it because of the dramatic drop in weight, and B, just, you could see she was leaning to get onto the scale itself. Maybe it's one of these things where she doesn't believe that she's affecting the overall weight of the scale. I don't know, guys. I don't know.
She's doing it because she's being blamed for the very same thing I'm doing, which I have never done that.
Senpai, notice me.
And I never will do that. That's too much. And honestly, that would just be hurting me. And it would be hurting the people who support me and the people who are watching me to see me succeed. Yeah.
To be perfectly frank, her weight shouldn't be hurting anyone other than her. If she wants to lie about her weight, that's her problem. Like, it's, did I have her tongue sticking out? That's kind of funny. I mean, whether or not Amber is 600 pounds or 508 pounds, that doesn't hurt anyone. The problem, it hurts her credibility if it turns out that she's closer to 600 than she is 400, which is where she's heading right now. That just hurts her. I don't care what she actually weighs. I don't give a crap. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't prevent me from doing anything throughout the day. It doesn't, you know? And I'm one of the few people that actually sort of kind of believes her weigh-in, so I would fall into that supporting category there. So
The only reason why there's tons of cuts is just because that's the way that I edit. I edit every single scene that I film just like that. Honestly, the reason why that I don't show myself when I am stepping on the scale is because I weigh myself naked. I feel like once I get to like 490, I will just step on the scale with some clothes on, call it a day, show you guys.
why is 490 gonna make the difference? Like, as many people have mentioned to you throughout the years, pick an outfit and weigh yourself in that outfit every day. And that way you don't have to weigh yourself naked, which is, I still think is freaking weird, but you're always going to be weighing yourself in the same outfit, you know, and you can always take the outfit off and weigh the outfit. It's very easy to do. Since you're already weighing yourself naked anyway, weigh yourself naked, get up, pick up the clothes you're going to wear, step back onto the scale, see what the weight difference is, do some simple math, and now you know how much your clothes weigh. I will admit, clothing can weigh quite a bit. But it's not like 5 pounds. Well, with her, who knows? I don't know. I say that, and then I think of this. I mean, I know people who have shoes that weigh like 2 pounds. Anyway, I'm thinking about it way too much. Way too much.
Maybe I'll have my mom film it or something, just because it's not that I want to like prove myself to people.
It's exactly because you want to prove yourself to people.
It's just, it makes me sad that people actually think that I would lie about something as silly as that, because if that was the case, I would.
Makes me sad to think that people think I lie about silly things like that. Okay. So you only lie about important things? Like accusations against your exes? Putting it out there. Just saying. She tells on herself, you guys. She tells on herself.
Would make myself a lot smaller than in the 500s. I can tell you that right now. I just think
No one would believe you.
it's beyond silly.
No one believes you now. And you might actually be 508. Like, people don't believe her weigh-ins when she shows the scale. People don't believe her weigh-ins when she doesn't show her scale. People were debating on if the weigh-in at the doctor's office was real or not. It's a doctor's office. So if even that's not good enough for people, there's nothing she can do, honestly, to prove what her weight is, because it's always going to be someone who will not accept whatever that evidence is. Her best bet's to just move on and not care. She's really good at doing that. So why is this bothering her? Why is us not believing her weight the thing that bugs her? And us not believing Chantel's weigh-ins bugs her? Why this detail? Given all of the other things in her life up to this point, ongoing crap that is happening in real time, the weigh-in and the reality of the walk are the two things that she's bothered by.
That there's always just this rumor that I'm faking my weigh-ins, and I've never done that, but it's been like an ongoing thing for, I don't know, at least 6 years, and I'm just like, there's never been a reason that I would ever do that. Like, that's wild.
To defend myself on this one, the reason why I tend to believe her weigh-ins is because the few times that I've watched Chikara transformations, and she's got scale eyes. She's got near perfect vision when it comes to weight. And so the few times that she's watched Amber weigh herself, she will usually get roughly a pound or two off from what Amber claims her weight is. And I'm not going to sweat it over a pound or two when she's 500 fucking pounds. I don't care. But Chikara, who has a reputation of being good at this, says Amber's often the weight that she claims that she's at. I haven't seen if Chikara has reacted to Amber since this current weight loss arc, and I need to go and check and see if she has, because I would like to hear what she has to say about Amber's overall weight, because there are a lot of people who are making a good strong argument that Amber's the same size she was when she was in her 520s, and that she's wearing clothes that she only wore at her heaviest. So I can see that argument. I really can. But this is why I tend to believe her weigh-ins, is because when she gets fact-checked by someone like Chikara, it often comes out correct. So for me, that's good enough, all things considered, because really the only way I'm going to know 100% for sure what the hell she weighs is if for some reason I take a trip out to Oklahoma and go find her and be like, step on the scale now! And that's just not going to happen, because I'm not that person. And God, please don't any of you be that person. That would just be not cool. But anyway, it is unfortunately the only real way we will ever know what she actually weighs, because it's the only way to, 100% without bias verify her weight. And it's just not something that should happen.
Y'all, I'm in the dark right now. It does not matter what I look like, but there was just an earthquake. Okay, so I was sitting here and I heard like a loud noise, and all of a sudden I felt shaking, like it was like wobbly, and I was like,
there are so many jokes I could be making right now, and I'm not going to do that because I am not that person.
Like, am I tripping? Like, did someone
Yes.
hit the building? And then I was like, oh, I'm in Oklahoma. There's a freaking tornado. That is like where my brain went. And
Oklahoma.
but then I was like, but I don't hear a tornado. Like, it was all so confusing, but it was an earthquake. It was a 4.4 magnitude earthquake. It's giving California. Like, I've been in a couple earthquakes.
Oh, for Christ's sakes. Have you? Have you then?
I haven't been in one since I lived in California.
When you were an infant? Wait, when did she live in California? People keep correcting me on this one because I half listen, and I'm apologizing for that right now, but how long did she live in California?
And that was literally like when I was 18. And
okay, there we go. Really? I thought she got booted out of her grandmother's house when she was 18. And her grandmother lived in Oklahoma. I mean, I'm not saying she couldn't have been living somewhere else for a while. 18's an entire year, so.
I'm 33 now. So,
good for you.
Wasn't expecting that this winter. You guys, I have flopped so hard today when it comes to my eating. I have not been on track, and I fought it.
Why are you lying? What? Why are you lying about this?
All day. I purposely, I used to say sitting with the discomfort a lot. I'm sure you guys remember that.
No. I mean, I remember you saying it. I don't remember you actually doing it. She is deep in her making shit up area. Like, she is like all the way over here making something up. Vamp, vamp, vamp.
I sat with it hard. Like, there were moments where it was so uncomfortable and it just gave me so much anxiety. Like, being a food addict is rough. Sometimes like the craving or the urge is so powerful that like, if
I gotta go mug somebody in order to take their hot dog away from them, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I am tired. I've lost my filter. I apologize.
If you don't get it, you just feel like you're gonna go crazy a little bit, like you're gonna go mad. I know for me, like when I do sit with the discomfort, sometimes it gets really emotional for me. I know that I was triggered.
What does she think that means? Like, what does she think that looks like? Does she honestly think that she's supposed to literally sit there and just obsess over the feeling of whatever the hell she's talking about? Or Does she understand that you're supposed to like acknowledge it and then do anything else to take your mind off of it? At least that's what I was taught to do.
And I've been trying to do the Lego and trying to just like distract myself super hard in that way. And it's like I was able to successfully for hours, like just deal with like the urges to mess up and just like eat. But I don't know what happened. I ended up caving and I failed. And that makes me really sad.
Okay, for a minute, real talk moment. For a minute, let's pretend like she's not totally full of shit and that she's legitimately talking about um giving into an actual craving and not just making a story it because she needs something to distract us. Uh in my personal opinion, if you are someone who is dealing with a craving like that, or like you're obsessing over whatever, and you end up cracking, I don't think it's healthy to then sit there and berate yourself or talk about how you're disappointed in yourself or, how you were bad or anything like that. Yeah, it's not the outcome you wanted, and it's probably not the best outcome. Maybe there was something else you could have done, but it's in the past now. So, again, dwelling on it's probably not the best tactic. I feel like when you screw up, for lack of a better term, you should, acknowledge that you screwed up. But if you stay stuck on it, it really kind of just, in my opinion, just makes things worse. And I also know that it's really easy to sit here and be like, oh, just pick yourself up and dust yourself off and, move on with your life. I know it's very easy to say that. But unfortunately, you're the only person who can. Kind of a situation. Like, I've just gotten to the point in my life where when I don't succeed at something the way I wanted to succeed at it, or if I cave in at something, like right now I'm trying to like really restrict sugar because I just kind of want to do a sugar cleanse. And, I had sugar over the weekend. Okay. Not the outcome I wanted, but am I going to sit here and be like, ah, I'm such a dirty, dirty sugar eater. I can't believe I did that to myself. Everything is ruined. I'm not going to sit here and do that because it's just going to make it worse. It's going to make me feel bad. It's going to make every decision from this point forward make me feel worse. It's going to cause me to have anxiety. It's something that I have to go, I ate sugar this weekend. Was that the goal? No. What am I going to do about it? It's in the past. I'm just going to have to try harder not to eat sugar next weekend because apparently the weekend is a weak point for me. Kind of a situation. I don't know. That's my personal opinion on it. I'm not a doctor, so don't come for me. Or do. I don't care.
Because I feel like I'm letting myself down. I feel like I'm letting you guys down, but like I have to be realistic.
Again, we don't give a shit. We don't care any more than you care. And you don't care, so.
With myself, and I know that every single day we aren't going to see a little heart in the corner of my calendar because it's not realistic at all. It's like I would love to just wake up and be perfect. I would love to just wake up and be like, I'm never going to make mistakes again, and
I didn't realize how long this was getting, and I apologize.
Never gonna overeat again. I'm never gonna order takeout again. But it's just like not realistic. I'm not always gonna have a little heart in the corner. It's like,
so I'm gonna sit here and fake cry about it.
Seeing so many of them consecutively inspires me and makes me realize that I can do this. And I know that as long as I have more good days than bad days, then that's progress, right?
I mean, that's an excellent fortune cookie talking point that would be beneficial coming from anyone else besides you. Yes, if you have more good days than bad days, you're making progress, and you're not going to not have bad days. This is another one of those situations where Amber's trying to be our big sister. She's trying to be, our older cousin. She's trying to be the fountain of advice and sagery that we've apparently all been lacking in our lives. And now we should look to her for this wisdom and this guidance and this like uplifting, rah, rally around yourself sort of speech. This is the person she wants to be. She wants to be this inspirational, older family figure that we all turn to when we have questions about, Auntie Lynn, I failed at my diet today. What should I do? You know, kind of a situation. The reality is, Amber has more bad days than she has good. She knows that. We know that. She knows we know that. And then she does this to kind of like pull the attention off of the bad days. This is one of her cathartic moments where she gets on here and she's like, mea culpa, mea culpa. And then we're supposed to be like, you're brave little toaster. And I'm not gonna do that. Also, she's probably building it's this everything that she's doing right now in this episode and the episode before this. Keep in mind, this is all occurring immediately after Beck went live and talked about their time dating Amber, and has also publicly stated that they would like to do an interview with Mr. Snowflake. So this is all just smoke and mirrors and deflection.
There's moments like this where I'm just like, dang, like the guilt is real. I wish I can go back in time and still sit with the discomfort, even though it was super uncomfortable. It gets painful almost. Like I just don't know how to explain it. Like you only understand it if you've been through it. And it just gets really, really,
And none of you have been through it the way I have, because I'm special.
really freaking hard. And sometimes I'm strong. Sometimes I'm powerful. I don't know. I'm just not.
She's so making this up. Let's see if I can get the... oh, that's 10 seconds, that's right. Here she is diving into the deceptive zone. This is her committing to said deception. This is her spending all of her free time in the deception zone. This is just a fun face to freeze on, sorry. This is her trying to convince us that the lie she just came up with is true. And she's also... yeah, she's checking herself out in the viewfinder to make sure that she's making the right face. Because her eyes are not directly on us. They're on the viewfinder. So she's looking at herself to make sure that she looks the way she thinks she needs to look in order to be honest. Nope, still looking at herself. Oh, and then there's this jump cut. So then she must have said something that didn't line up with whatever narrative that what it was that she was trying to create. And so she put a jump cut in here to her being sad, Lynn. I failed you guys. What are we gonna do next? And now, and then we're just gonna be like, I don't actually give a shit. I'm just making this crap up for you guys, but you should totally feel sympathy for me because I'm weak, but I am strong. Anyway.
I don't know. I'm just not happy with myself right now. And I just wanted to like kind of just talk about how I was feeling. And my next weigh-in is not going to...
We are not your friends. We are not your therapist. We are not your doctors. Stop sharing with us.
To be cute. I know it's not. I was doing so good and I was losing weight almost every weigh-in, and I know that I'm going to weigh in tomorrow and there's going to be a weight gain, and I'm not looking forward to seeing that.
So that's what this really is all about, is she pigged out. She knows she pigged out, and she's expecting there to be a really bad weigh-in the next day. And the fact that she left this in tells us that her weigh-in is probably off, because you know she immediately went and weighed herself. So this is just her setting us up for disappointment, as if we care. I would like to see how many pounds she actually gains back. Either that, or, again, setting us up to be disappointed, so that when she does weigh in and the weight is either the same, nearish the same, or lower, then she can be like, oh my god, you guys, I thought I did so bad, but apparently I didn't.
But I'm hoping that it'll motivate me to like do better, be better. And I don't want to let, one night, one slip up.
It never has before. Why would it do it? Why would it happen now?
Ruin, my progress. Okay, you guys. So the rest of this vlog is just a bunch of Lego talk. And
Let's do it. Lego. Sorry if you guys don't like Legos. I do.
I'm just warning you because I know a lot of people don't really care for the Lego bits. So that's why I try to just add like little tiny bits and pieces of my Lego talk in each vlog because there's also people who really do enjoy it. But I did talk a lot about
if the rest of this is going to be about Legos, that's roughly 2 minutes of Lego talk.
a couple Legos in this video, so I wanted to put it all in the end for the people who do enjoy it. So I hope that you do enjoy. I know I did. So I finished the Lego I was doing. So this is what it looks like here.
I forgot she was doing
the back
this
of
one.
It looks like that because there's like spots where you can hang it on the wall, which is pretty neat. I might just put it on my bookshelf. This one was super easy and super fun. I've definitely been using Legos as a distraction. So now I'm gonna go choose the next one I'm gonna do. I got someone asking where Astro Boy was from. I actually got him from Amazon. It is a little pricey. He's like $80. I get all of my Legos or knock
Well, I mean, technically 72 if you clip the coupon, but
off Legos, if you will, from Amazon. But some brands are very pricey. But it was worth it because it's really sturdy, it's nice, it's made well. Okay, guys, so my option is a black car, a robot bear, modern art, or a Polaroid camera. And I know exactly which one I want.
Camera.
Try to guess.
Camera.
If you said car, you are wrong. I chose modern art. It looks so fun. All right.
God damn it. I lost on both accounts.
You guys, I am about to start my next Lego.
Yay.
Bag 1 complete. Bag 2 is complete. Yay. Third bag is now complete.
Hooray.
Okay, so bag 4 is now complete.
Yay.
Bag 5 is now completed.
Ooh.
6th bag is finished. Okay, so bag 7, which was the last bag, is complete.
I'm annoying myself at this point, I'm sorry.
And build the art. All right, so here it is. It's supposed to be modern art, and it's like a face. Here's the mouth, the eyes. But since there was several options of what modern art
is it modern art or is it cubism? Is it both? Wouldn't cubism put it in the impression era? Or, I mean, it is Lego and you are making it in the modern. If this thing ends up in a goddamn art museum.
Make, there's like all these extra pieces. So I think I'm going to use a couple of them and just kind of edit this. Okay, so I changed a few pieces and I don't know what it was, but I really
You're so creative.
Wanted to use these guys. So I definitely had to make room for those, but there it is. I could not stop doing this one. Like I genuinely found this one to be one of the most fun ones that I've done recently.
Yay.
I hope that you guys enjoyed my little Lego talk or my vlog in general, and I'll see
I actually did not because I hate modern art. I'm sorry if you're a modern artist. It's kind of like poetry. It's just not my thing. But, alright, so that was the end of that video. I talked a lot and I apologize. Is there modern art? Go ahead and leave an art-related emoji down in the comments section because sure, why not? The two major things to take away from this episode. Amber's lying about her weight, and Amber didn't walk a mile. And I say that with some confidence because why does she care this much that we are accusing her of doing something if it's not true? You know? Just let it, if you're really not lying about your weight and you really aren't lying about the walk, then just ignore it. Because also, there's not a damn thing you can really do to prove it. Even if she did something where she panned down and then panned back up and with the weigh-ins, there's going to be somebody out there who's going to be like, she photoshopped it somehow. So there's no point in trying to please people with your weigh-ins. You either are lying about it, which honestly the only person who's getting injured here is you at that point, or you're not, and we're all wrong. And the only way to shut us up is to prove us wrong by continuing to lose weight, especially a noticeable amount of weight. You know? Those are your options. Constantly trying to convince us that you're not lying about your weight makes it look like you're lying about your weight. Same thing with the walk. She easily, as a couple people pointed out, she could easily have filmed the entire walk and then just sped it up. Or at least filmed the majority of the walk. I could understand why you wouldn't want to like hold your phone up for an entire hour. It would probably, especially with a dog on the other hand, your arm might be getting tired. But she could have filmed the most of it, or taken a friend with her, or any number of other things she could have done, and then sped the film up, and there you go. There's her walk. we could see that the walk happened. I get that she doesn't want to show where she's living because she's under the impression that the farms hasn't figured it out. So she's under the impression that she has some kind of privacy still. I don't know why. People knew where she was living before she even got there, so it's creepy, and I'm laughing because it's creepy, but that's the truth of the matter. She can easily show us everything there is about her area, because probably somebody out there already knows. But that's kind of my point. She could have shown more of her walk, and it would have made it slightly more convincing. She could have shown the app working in real time to keep track of her steps and the mile that she was walking, because those things do tick in real time. She could have shown that, as opposed to just like these stationary screen grabs that could be from anywhere. She could have gotten them off the internet. You know, I don't know. That's the problem with this situation. And why these two things bother her more than anything else that's going on right now. Like, she's not addressing the Beck stuff. She's not addressing the Casey stuff. She's just going to let that roll off of her back and pretend like it's not happening, and then try to, like, distract us with, you know, her caving into her cravings and being off track, and her Legos, which I normally am all for. I just don't like these kits. And, you know, you guys, I'm totally not faking my weigh-ins, and I totally walked a mile. And she's trying to distract so that she doesn't have to address, you know? That's what's going on. So if you've made it this far, go ahead and leave some kind of art-related emoji down in the comments section. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, I will see everybody in the next one. Thank you for everybody who's supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs up button. Ding, ding. And yeah, now I will see everybody in the next one. Bye.